Hi there and welcome to our next video on the conservation of energy. In this video we're going to be looking at what the conservation of energy is and some examples. So let's get started. So a closed system is an object or group of objects that energy cannot leave or enter. So it's like a box surrounding it. Energy cannot leave and it cannot enter. Energy is never created or destroyed, so you can't form any forms of energy and you can't get rid of them just like that. It is just transferred from one store to another. As we've seen in previous videos, we can have the kinetic store, kinetic energy, and it can be transferred to maybe chemical energy. So, looking at an example, an apple in a tree has a gravitational store of 10 joules. As it falls, it accelerates constantly until it hits the ground. So this is falling at the same speed. So it has kinetic energy when it's accelerating. This word over here tells us it's kinetic energy. It has kinetic energy when it's falling to the ground, and that kinetic energy is not going to change until it hits the ground. What is the apple's maximum kinetic store? So the answer to this would be the same as 10 joules. So it would be 10 joules because the law of conservation of energy doesn't change. This means energy is conserved. It is kept the same. So 10 joules, if it has a gravitational store, it will also have the constant store of 10 joules of kinetic energy, because this word constantly tells us that it's not going to change. So if it has 10 joules of gravitational potential energy, it's going to have 10 joules of the maximum kinetic energy. And the explanation to the answer would be the law of conservation of energy. The energy is always stored. It cannot leave or enter. It's not created or destroyed. And that's what you need to write for this question. So for example, if the gravitational store was maybe 15 joules, then let's imagine a tree over here and an apple falling from the tree to maybe the ground over here. It is falling at an exact speed of 15 joules. The height of it is 15 joules because of its gravitational store, and it is falling at a constant speed. This means, according to the conservation of energy law, this will not change until it hits the surface of the ground. Then the kinetic energy will start to decrease and the apple eventually stops. So in the description box below, there's a link to a quiz which you can have a go at. In our next video, we're going to be having a look at some exam questions to do with the conservation of energy. But for now, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. And one last thing, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell.